You ever see a person and you see how beautiful they are, how strong they are, how talented, and how they just keep this air of confidence? That's my next guest. Now, you see her and you're just like, she has it together. Things are great. She had the perfect life. Almost like Wendy Williams. She's strong. She's a force. She's self-made in a sense, but she's going through so much. Or we think about Oprah, how strong and glorious she is, but the pain that she has endured, but yet we still see the beauty. And that is who I have today, a woman that despite the pain, despite the things that have went wrong in her life, she did not say, I'm going to stay in this situation, but instead she used it to make her life into a life lesson for others. So you guys, take a look at what I have. Here we have Josanne Marie. Josanne Marie is an acclaimed actress, playwright, poet, and an advocate for women. This Jamaican-born, multi-talented artist is also an NAACP Theater Award winner for Best Solo Show, Beautiful, which she wrote and performed. Her most recent appearance was in Montreal, Canada, presented by the High Commissioner of Jamaica, Janice Miller, and the Jamaican Consulate of Montreal, Mr. George Grant. With 2 shows and an audience of 600 in attendance, Mr. George Grant said, Josanne Marie has demonstrated the high standards of excellence that Jamaica has come to expect from its sons and daughters. Josanne is definitely one of Jamaica's most beautiful creations. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Josanne Marie.
Hi, LaCour.
Hey. It's so good to see you. And
You
it's so
too.
crazy because we know each other.
Yes.
Okay. She's not just a young lady that I just met at all. She is a talented, beautiful actress.
Thank
I
you.
admire your work. When you did a one-woman show years ago, I
Yes.
was like, who is this woman?
Oh,
And
thank
now
you.
recently we're part of the same group, Women
Yes.
of Color
Women of
United,
Color,
JTC
yes.
list. So let's talk. I mean, they saw all the clips. They saw the work that you've done.
Yeah.
Let's start at beautiful because you're such a beautiful young lady. No
thank
one
you.
would ever know that your strength, your beauty, your talent, that you are an overcomer
Yeah,
of abuse.
yeah. Thank
So,
you.
like, how in the world were you able to overcome and find the purpose in that? You know what I mean?
Wow, it's a journey. I mean, right now we're talking about that subject matter more than ever, and one of the things that I've come to understand is that your healing is not an event. It's a journey, and you take that first step, whatever that might be, to express yourself, to tell your truth, and just share without shame and just be bold.
But how is that? Because
Yeah.
let me tell you, I went through a situation, an abusive marriage,
Yeah.
and it was shameful.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I felt like, oh, I can't tell nobody. I didn't even tell like close
Yeah.
friends, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Until the divorce was finalized.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's when I was able to really talk about it.
it.
So, like,
Yeah.
how did you find, like, when did you say to yourself, I'm not going to be ashamed of this. I'm going to talk about it, and I am going to use it and help other people.
I think it's being gentle with yourself. It goes back to like society. Like society, we have these expectations of each other. For you it was a marriage. For me it was family.
Yeah.
Everything's supposed to be perfect, and when it's not, you feel ashamed because you feel like you don't live up to the expectation of culture and family and marriage and being a
Yeah.
child and different things like that. But for me it started with God and prayer. Just taking that step. I was in a very dark place, to the bottom, where I was very suicidal, in a bad relationship, and that was a product of the fact that I was abused as a child. And so you have a choice when you're in that situation. You're like, either I'm gonna just fade away and die, or I'm going to take a step up.
Yeah.
And that was a choice for me. And lucky enough, You know, I had a praying grandmother, one who took me to church and taught me the word when I was a little girl. And so the scripture that says, you know, train up a child in the way they should go and they shall not depart. In my darkest moment, I started to remember, you know, specific things I learned in Sunday school and really felt the presence of God. And it was just a simple thing. Like, I'm on the floor, I have half a bottle of rum in my system. At the time I was around 19, 20, and, you know, wanted to take my life. And in that moment, you would think that's the moment where God is not there, and he, you know, it's dark, and it's like, the word that I got was get up and go take a shower.
Really?
And so, yeah, because sometimes, you know, what's funny about that, wait a minute, what's funny about that is because sometimes we think, you know, God comes with these deep words like the fire and the brimstone, and he pulls you up.
Exactly.
It was like, girl, go take a shower, you know? And so I just got up from where I was and I took a shower. And in the water, it's almost like a cleansing, you know? And then that song that I learned as a little girl, you know that song, Father Abraham has many sons, yes, like, and I'm one of them. You know, for some reason that was in my spirit, and you just take it's a one moment at a time.
Yeah.
One moment at a time, and so it's not like everything was perfect. It was one moment at a time, and from there I decided I was going to pack my bags, move to LA, and pursue my dreams.
Wow.
But I was still broken, in that, you know.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it start with whatever it is that you can do with the place that you're at in the moment, and God will take you to the next moment. And the next moment for me is
not the staircase, but the step.
Exactly.
Not the staircase, everyone, but a step. Take a step. I can see that.
You know?
That is beautiful. And if you don't mind me asking or
Sure.
sharing, because I know you discuss it in your one-woman show, Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the name of it. What was the abuse? What happened?
Sure. Well, I met my dad when I was 6 years old in Jamaica, and it was a glorious moment, you know, living in a third world country. I didn't know my father. He left when I was 1, and then he came back when I was 6. And so I met my dad, and it was just wonderful. You know, it brings affirmation and identity.
Right.
And one of the things before I even say that was that I was born out of rape. But I didn't know that I was born out of rape. No one told me.
Right.
So my perspective on the situation, like I knew that my mom, unfortunately, after that situation, she became mentally ill because she had me when she was 13. And so I was ashamed of my mom not knowing the situation because no one shared that. So when I actually met my dad, he was the hero in my eyes because he lived in America, he had money, he came back, and that was like a big thing.
Right.
And anyway, so moving forward, you know, we were just playing in the backyard, and, you know, unfortunately, he kissed me inappropriately at 6. So I wasn't sure what that really meant, of course. And then I went to go live with him when I was 10. And so between those ages all the way to 16, that's when, you know, unfortunately, the abuse you know, started, and it just basically changed my whole life.
Hello, everyone. My name is LaCora Stevens. I am the host and creator of The Yes Show, Young, Entertaining, and Saved. It's a Christian talk show where we highlight Christians in the entertainment business. Number one, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for all of your support, for watching, and your comments. Number two, I would like to say, do you want to be seen by 1.8 million viewers? What about 4,600 subscribers? What about The Yes Show was just picked up internationally in Africa, Europe, and of course, America? If you want to be a part of this success and you want sponsorship, because I want your sponsorship, please make sure you connect with me. Here's my email, my website, my number. Let's talk. And I would like to feature you to all of my viewers across the world. All right, everyone, I'm LaCora Stevens, and I look forward to meeting you.